You must have met those type of people who have a very likable personality. They get along with everyone. Whenever plans are made, they're always invited, they're always enthusiastic, and everyone just likes them. You aspire to become like them, and sometimes you're even jealous, right? I had always been that weird kid who used to sit in the corner of the class, and everyone used to make fun of me because I didn't know how to talk to people. Whenever I used to talk to someone, I just used to fucking stutter. I used to stutter a lot because I was always nervous. I didn't know how to even say hello to someone. Like whenever a girl used to talk to me, my palms would become sweaty. My whole body just became sweaty, and I would always mess it up because I was always a fucking introvert. I never got to know, like I never had that type of personality like those jocks, cool kids and jocks have. So I was more like I was bullied, alright, until I found a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and that shit changed my life. You know this book was acted like a guidebook and helped me to have a more extrovert personality, to actually talk to people. This book also gave me the courage to go to random strangers and talk to them. This book helped me to how I can make other people like me more. Instead of me getting bullied by other people, now other people like me. And this book helped me in almost every aspect of my social life. In this video, I will give you 6 principles I still stutter a bit. I will not remove this part from the video because I'm just too confident, I'm just too cool. In this video, I will give you 6 tips or 6 principles that helped me to become a more likable person, and that helped me to go from that weird dumbass nerdy glasses nerd kid who used to play video games all day to a more confident and likable person. Alright, let's start. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. What this quote basically means is that no one gives a shit about you. No one cares about you. They only care and they're only interested about themselves. You get what I'm saying, right? So everyone you meet in this world, from a little baby, like a fucking 2-month baby, to a grown-ass 90-year-old man, everyone you meet, they're obsessed with themselves. All day they keep thinking about themselves, and this is normal human behavior. This obsession has continued from generations to generations to generations. So it's normal human physiology. Is physiology the right word? I don't know. So this is, as I said, this is normal human behavior. You can use this normal human behavior to make others like you. How? Let's assume a situation. I am talking to someone who is interested in finance, and I am not. I don't like finance at all. Alright. So instead of me just not being interested in conversation, just scrolling on my phone, not listening to themselves, not giving them importance, instead of doing that, what I can do is I can genuinely convince my brain that yes, this is interesting, yes, this is interesting, and after some time I will genuinely become interested in what they're saying, and this way I will genuinely become interested in that person. And as I said, people are not interested in you, they're interested in themselves. If you are also interested in them, they will like you more because you guys have the similar interest, right? So the first principle is, instead of making the whole conversation about you and trying to make the other person interested in you, what you can do is you can try to genuinely become interested in what the other person is saying. This will help you to build a good social connection, and after the conversation has ended and both of you guys are going separate ways, the person you talk to will constantly be thinking about you because you were genuinely interested in him, and in today's world most people don't do this. So that person will be constantly thinking about you. He will think what an incredible person you are. He will think how sexy and cool you are and all that. So yeah, first principle, become genuinely interested in other people instead of making the whole conversation about you. Now comes principle 2, that is smile. Yeah, smile. Some, like, in today's world, people have this sigma male personality where they just don't smile. They have a fucking straight face. Yeah, straight face. They don't smile. They think they are Batman. And what this thing does is, it makes the conversation pretty emotionless. The other person feels like this conversation is boring. Why am I even talking to this dumbass? Let's talk to someone who actually smiles. All right. Emotions are contagious. So if you are smiling the whole conversation and you are very enthusiastic, the other person will also be smiling and will also become enthusiastic, and therefore they will like you more. So this is literally the simplest principle ever. Just smile. All right, just smile, even if you don't want to. Just give a fake smile. All right, yeah. Now comes principle 3. Principle 3 is, remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and the most important sound in any language. So what does that mean? When you look at the yearbook, whose name do you locate first? Yours or your friend? Obviously yours, because as I said, most people are interested in themselves rather than being interested in others. So there are thousands of languages, but the most sweetest word in every language for a person is their name. If you constantly call someone by their name, that means that they're important enough that you are calling them by their name. So especially for those who have a very difficult name. For example, if you're talking to an African, which has, no offense, Africans have very weird names. Also Asians too. Yeah. So if you're talking to a person with a weird and difficult name, it is obviously, most people obviously don't pronounce it right. But if you pronounce it right, if you actually pronounce it right, that person will literally give you a huge smile, because you might be the first person that has ever pronounced his name right, instead of just giving that person a nickname. So this is also one of the easiest principles. Just if you ever meet some person, this is a very great way to make a good impression. In the first 3 minutes, repeat their name 3 times. That will help you to remember their name, and that will make the other person feel important enough. So, third principle, a person's I forgot. A person's name is the sweetest word in in any language in the world. All right. Here comes principle 4. Principle 4 is be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Have you ever watched Piers Morgan? Yeah, Piers Morgan, like, he has interviewed many people. He has also interviewed Andrew Tate. So yeah, have you ever watched Piers Morgan? If you have watched him, you will realize that he has a very unlikable personality. And one of the reasons, and for that there are two reasons. The first reason is he's British. Who the fuck likes British people? And the second reason is he has a very, very bad habit of like, what do you call that word? Interrupting people while they're talking. He's not a good listener. Like, someone is talking and he just interrupts them and contradicts what their statement. And it's not only Piers Morgan that does that. There are many people who follow this habit, and those people mostly don't have a very likable personality. Like, if you meet someone and they're constantly contradicting your statements, they're constantly interrupting you, will you like them? Obviously not. So principle 4 is be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. If you actually stay quiet and start to become a good listener and not interrupt the person you're talking to in the middle, the other person will feel important, and the other person will feel that their opinions and their voice is important enough. You see how powerful that is? Just being a good listener will encourage others to will make the other person feel that their voice and their opinions are important enough. In the first principle, where I talked about be genuinely interested in the person you're talking to, you can use that same principle while being a good listener. Instead of just talking about yourself, you can encourage the other person to talk about themselves. See how powerful that is? The other person will just keep on talking about themselves, and by the end of the conversation they will think how incredible this conversation went. So principle 4, be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Alright, now comes principle 5. Principle 5 is talk in terms of the other person's interest. Everyone has certain interests, right? You must have I still stutter, dude. You have that type of interest where if someone asks you a question about that interest, you can talk about it for hours and hours and hours, right? Like, for me, it is sleep. I watch podcasts about sleep, so I know every scientific method to optimize my sleep and to wake up feeling fresh. So if someone will talk to me and about sleep, it will genuinely make me happy, because I can talk about that topic for hours and hours and hours. And this genuine interest is inside everyone. You may also have a genuine interest, like you may be interested in self-improvement a lot, you may be interested in fitness a lot, you may be interested in some dumb conspiracy theories a lot, right? So all you have to do is you have to identify the person's interests and just talk about, and you just have to talk about them. Like for example, if I'm talking to a person who has who is interested in fitness, I will ask them about how can I get bigger biceps, how can I get wider shoulders. Even if I knew how to get wider shoulders, I will just ask them, because they will feel like, oh shit, this person needs my advice, and this person is talking about in terms of my interest, and they will just talk hours and hours about how I can get bigger biceps and wider shoulders. And this is really fucking important, because it will build a very strong social connection, a very strong social connection between you and the person you're talking to. Now comes the last principle, that is principle 6. This is a principle that, if implemented correctly, can make the other person crave you. That other person will be constantly thinking about you, and that other person, instead of that other person being obsessed about themselves, they will be obsessed with you. Principle 6 is make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Now, how can you make the other person feel important? By giving them compliments. For example, I met someone and he has a great watch and I genuinely like it. Like, don't give fake compliments. Fake compliments are dumbass. Like, they are dumb. Alright. So just and some smart people can even identify fake compliments, so they will think that you want to get something from themselves. So give genuine compliments. For example, I like watches a lot. So if I meet someone and they have a great watch, I will obviously compliment them. And if I compliment them, they will feel like, oh shit, this person just likes what I'm wearing, so I should wear this thing in other places too. So whenever that person will wear that watch, they will think about me. They will be like, oh yeah, that guy said that this watch looks good on me, so I should wear it. And this principle, if implemented correctly, can make first impressions. I don't even have a word to describe it. Alright, so this principle is the most important out of all 5. And if you master this principle, if you master the art of complimenting someone, if you master the art of complimenting a girl, if you can literally riz her up. For those of you who don't know riz, just search it up. Riz is basically your game, right? So complimenting someone will make them feel important, and it will make them think about you. For example, so if someone compliments me on my hair, that I take care of my hair a lot. So if someone compliments me on my hair, I will become genuinely happy. Whenever I will put some product in my hair, I will think that, oh shit, that person complimented my hair, and I should keep taking care of them. Care of them. So yeah, these were the 6 principles, and in summary, the first principle was become genuinely interested in other people. I recommend you to take notes. Alright, become genuinely interested in other person. Principle 2 was smile. Principle 3 was remember that a person's name is the sweetest word in every language. Principle 4, be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Principle 5, talk in the interest of the other person. And principle 6, which is the most important, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. If you master even 4 of these 6 principles, I swear to God, you will literally become a more likable person, and everyone will like you. Everyone will fucking cheer you, and you will go from being a dumbass who has no social skills to being a confident person. Like, this book has helped me to has helped me from like not being able to talk to someone, not being able to talk to even one person, to talking in front of a camera, in front of like millions of people. So you can just see the power of just one book. I recommend you to buy this book and read it and make notes of it. It's not only about making friends and being a more likable person. It's also about having a strong influence on others. I may go on these topics in future videos, but for today's video, this was it, and I will see you in the next video. If you found value in this video, consider subscribing. Until then, drink coconut water. Now I'm going to fucking kiss you.